Yo, we're back with Disco's favorite segment of the show, the Mass Republic Minute. What it do, Kevin? Boom.
How's it going?
How come you're not on a video this week?
That last week was a mistake. I apologize. But let's get into it. First off, Konnan, obviously, one of the big things going on right now was the injury to Triple Park that happened last night. An injury out of the ring. He was doing a dive out of the ring, and reports are that he had neck and cervical fractures. Is there any sort of an update that you've got at this point as to his condition?
Yeah, let me see, because I'm reading it here. So they, because I was there at the show, and then after that, I went to the hospital with Rush, and we were there for a while. And so basically, they did operate on him, and now he it was like a 4-hour operation. He came out of the operation. Right now, he's in intensive care, and he's probably going to be there for the next 48 hours.
And so do they have any sense at this point? I know that originally word was that he wasn't moving his limbs at all, but then it reported that maybe he started moving his arms and legs later. Is there any idea on the extent of the injury at this point?
I saw him right before he went into the operation. He was moving, but they might have to put like a screw in his neck, and he might never wrestle again. But so you know, it's just sad because when you're there in the match, you don't know the extent of it, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, when you're going to the hospital and you see the family there and his son who just debuted and is very young, and he's crying, and they're like, yeah, do you want to see him? And he's laying, in a bed with a thing on his neck and waiting to go into operation. You're just sad. You're like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
This guy's been doing this for a long time, and, he could have killed himself. So,
yeah.
Speedy recovery to him, man. All the best. But they're going to have him under observation 48 hours.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will keep people posted. What else we might learn over on our website, the Lucha Central site. Yeah, and it's one of those things where yes, diving out of the ring is dangerous, but it wasn't any of a dive that he hadn't done a million times before, and just one of those freak accidents. So we definitely wish him a speedy recovery, hopefully.
Plus, the thing is,
we were talking about this. I want to see what your take is on this.
And the thing is that that was a show where, Rush was going against AAA guys for one of the very first times since he left. And
yeah,
we actually had a really good turnout in Monterrey, which is a very hard city to draw in, even though it's the third largest city in Mexico, because there's so many promotions there. There's like 15 promotions there, and some of them will run the same day as the other guys. So they have their own little civil wars down there. Yeah. And so, like, we had a real good house, because a lot of people were wondering, well, what's going to happen, when Parka and Park meet for the first time since, Triple Mania, because, there was some real physical stuff between those two in the past, and they've even had some problems outside of the ring. Then it was like, what's going to happen to the Rush? Is he going to be professional? Like, there were a lot of people that thought shit was going to break out during this match, and then when he got hurt, some people thought, oh, well, that proves they couldn't get along, which couldn't be further from the truth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody but there were a lot of people that were, you know what I'm saying, trying to say, oh, that was yeah.
But I mean, you even see in the video that Parka's foot gets caught on the rope.
Right. And he's just going straight down. There's nothing.
It's just one of those.
Well, and I want time out. Okay, I know it's just one of those. All right, but anybody that watches that move, okay, that has any common sense whatsoever, knows that if your toe catches the rope, you're going to do exactly what's going to happen right there. You're going to be like pile driving, going straight down, and you could probably hurt your neck and probably paralyze yourself, which would happen. Now the problem is that, like, these people are trained professionals, they do it, and like it hardly ever happened. But it used to hardly ever happen because it was done in like a special occasion. The word dives in every single match. like there are these days, it seems like. And as you increase the volume, whatever the risk percentage of that move is, where you can catch your foot in the rope and break your neck, it increases with volume. Okay,
Yeah,
so it's like so that's like it's just like a thing of like you got to ask yourself as a professional wrestler in this day and age, of all the moves that could be that are done, and all the wrestler, all these different moves, you got to ask yourself, is it worth it to try a move that might hurt myself? Is it worth it to do that? I mean, with all these other moves, should I be doing stuff out there where I can injure myself? Because God knows you put your body there for other guys where they can hurt you. So you got to ask yourself, geez, should I be doing these things where there is, even if it's a very small percentage, there is a percentage I'm going to hurt myself. Should I be doing them? And I think a lot of wrestlers these days, when they look at that, they should ask themselves that question when they see him just laying down there on the ground all paralyzed.
Well, they probably are asking themselves their question: what's the risk reward? And they're saying yes. That's why you're seeing so much of it, and that's one of the problems, because like when you see something cool, everybody does it. Like when the Canadian Destroyer came out, then everybody does it, and like in Lucha Libre, nobody had seen dives in the United States till the Luchadors came over, and for the first time, American fans seeing it, fuck, that's cool, I want to do it. So now everybody's doing dives, and then the Huracarrana, everybody's doing a variation of Huracarana, you know what I'm saying? And so, and it is what it is, people see that gets over, gets a pop, it looks. And so everybody just implements it into their game, where it becomes saturized. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think anybody really is looking at that as like, I shouldn't be doing the dive because I'm going to crash, because actually it's a very easy dive to do. But like you said, when you do get caught, like this instance, you're going to pay a big price.
But here's the thing too. It's like, especially like the indie guys do those things all the time, right? And bro, no indie rings are too alike. Like the distance between the ropes and certain shows you're going to is like, but they're not even really maybe even thinking of stuff like this. It's like, is it what I'm used to? Is just so I don't know. I just that's why. Hey, look, I'm 50. I'm going to be 52 years old in a couple weeks. I don't have any catastrophic injuries because I never did anything that would be catastrophic. Okay, I'll actually show. I saw a clip on YouTube the other day. There's a picture of me. Well, remember the Road Warriors finish where they put the guy on their shoulders, they do the clothesline off the top rope, and the guy flips, right?
Yeah.
There's a tape when this is one of the reasons that me and Johnny Ace had heat with each other. Okay, is that he wanted we were the Filthy Animals were wrestling Chronic one night, right? And I don't know if you remember this, Konnan. Maybe you do. And Johnny Ace wanted them to start doing that Road Warriors finish. Right?
And not only this, let me also throw this into the thing. Chronic was, and I got into heat with them because I buried them once on the air. They would just fucking take liberties with the Filthy Animals and not protect them. Okay. But go ahead.
So he puts me on his shoulders, okay? And the way you do that is I take the clothesline, and while you're still standing, you're supposed to flip me off your shoulders, like flip my legs. So I do the flip bump in the air and land on my stomach on the ground, right? So they'd never done it before, and Johnny Ace won't do it. So you know what they did? Chronic does the clothesline, and Brian, what's his name? Brian Adams drops me down into a power bomb onto his knees. Okay, they folded me up. Ed Ferrara, when I came back from the match, when I took the bump, Ed thought they broke my back. Okay, and maybe we'll play it later on the show. I'll show if I can find it. But you should see it. It's just and so I just never, like I said, I'm never gonna take moves from people, especially if they've never done it. They've done it for the first. But like, there's just moves that like you just don't do. Yeah, I don't know. It's just that's just the way I perform. Go ahead, Joe.
Were you in that match, or were you like interfering on Ray and Hoobie's behalf or something?
I think I was in the match. Filthy Animals versus Chronic. You can find it on YouTube.
Okay.
Well, let's move on to a lighter subject.
I would like to say this real quick, because he says that he never hurt anybody or got hurt, but there is a GIF going around, which I don't know who would retweet something like this, of you almost hurting yourself and Van Hammer, and it looked like it was all you. But I'll just
it's absolutely not my fault. Anyway, we actually did, Konnan, when you were not here.
Yeah.
Or maybe you were here. Did I do, Joe? Was that just me and you that did the video tutorial?
Konnan was on the show, yeah.
Yeah, you saw the video tutorial, and you're still trying to blame it on me?
Okay, let me just say this. I don't know if you guys can see this, but a guy in Fort Lauderdale sent me this photo, and this is what it says. Van Hammer at 60 years of age making a comeback at my school.
Yeah, he's only 52, though.
All right.
Yeah, he's going to be at Starcast. Maybe it's the start of a big.
Can you see this or no?
You're
No,
not holding it up to the camera.
there you go.
go.
Can you see him?
I'll move it down a little bit.
There you go.
Wow,
It's good shape for 52.
really good shape.
Yeah.